He told me his age and I didn't know if I wanted to continue or maybe he's gonna be my blesser. I had to consider my parents, I had to consider the society. Now I'm with this old man. What is my mom going to say? He gave me $300 and he was like, go and buy washing powder. I met him in 2018 at this local crèche that I was working in. So he invited me over. It was on a Friday. I met him when I was on my way to work. When I got there, he wanted to go somewhere, I think to the shops. Yes, he asked me to accompany them. He gave me $300 and he was like, go and buy washing powder. So I didn't even know I would prefer a washing powder if thing. I just went there and bought 3 of them. Before we left, he told me his age and I was skeptical. Now I was like skeptical. I didn't know if I wanted to continue, like I wanted to be serious or maybe he's gonna be my blesser. When we got back, he offered me wine. He used to buy wine of the month, so they would deliver them in a box. So he offered me a wine. It was my first time ever drinking wine. Yo, I asked for another bottle because in my system. I was still sober. So I asked for another bottle. He gave me that bottle. I drank 2 bottles and then yeah, we went on, I think I went home for around 11 p.m. So he took me home. He asked for my numbers. He asked for my numbers after everything has been done. Imagine. So I went home, but yeah, it was a nice experience. Like, yeah, it was so nice. I didn't sleep that night. I was waiting for tomorrow. I was waiting for him to call, and he didn't call on Sunday. I think about 2 or 3 weeks later, he sat me down and now we had to make it official. He asked me if I was willing to make it official or where do I stand. Now I had to make that hard decision thinking. I had to consider my parents. I had to consider the society. Now I'm with this old man. What is my mom going to say? What is my grandmother going to say? My family. So I ended up giving it all in and then we went on with our relationship. What attracted me to him was the way he speaks, the way he touches me, the way he looks at me, like the way he handles me. Yeah, those were the things that made me make that hard decision to be with him. Sometimes I wish we were of the same generation because it becomes hard at times to convince. Yeah, unlike you convince someone to ole kanang le nna, my age mate would be easier to convince, but with him he's very cautious with everything. He's cautious with spending. He's literally cautious with everything. Like, I would want something and he would give me reasons why we shouldn't get that thing and get more important things, so yeah, those are the disadvantages. What I find annoying about him is him being forgetful. He's very forgetful. He would tell me this, and when I remind him of that, o tlo ba surprised or like nna. Like at some point, I feel like recording him. Whenever he makes promises, I want to record him so that when I come back and remind him, I will show him the evidence that we agreed on this, and now you are forgetting. Yes, that is the most annoying thing. I have been approached a quite number of times when I was with him. There was this one time when I got carried away, but I just had to calm myself down because I know the danger of going there. Immediately I give another man attention, then it's gonna cause troubles for our relationship. I'm gonna start comparing the two of them. So yes, every man has their own weaknesses. Now he's gonna come with something that I love or like doing, and now I'm gonna start comparing him with my man, and obviously our marriage will suffer. So I do get approached. mostly when I'm alone. But he is the one who usually keeps his eyes open. He would say to me, "Wa mmona mara motho a ko o shebile bjang?" You see, those type of things. And I would ask her, okay, what are you going to do about it? And I say, "Ke nyaka ho mo thula ka koloi." Those are the things that usually happens. There are so many things that I cannot do that don't make sense to him. There are so many things. Like outings. I had to force outing like recently now, taking our kids out for entertainment. He doesn't understand that. He feels that it's a waste. I want to go on a vacation. He doesn't understand that. He feels that it's a waste. Like a lot of things, I cannot go to weddings. I cannot go to okay, I can go, but you know what he tricks me with. He would insist on dropping me off, knowing very well that he's gonna limit my time. He's gonna come back a few hours later and come and fetch me. Yeah, those are the things that, yeah. Age difference doesn't really matter to us. I think we accepted that our ages are far apart, and we had to work around that until a point whereby it seems normal. He is, I can talk to him however, like I do not have to put more respect because he's older. Like I talk to him just as a normal age mate can talk to their boyfriend. Yes, so our relationship and marriage is just normal. It feels normal. It is normal. Our age gap does not influence our sexual life. Our sexual life is normal. You know, well, I'm not that sexually active, so I met the person who is not too hard and too rough for me. So it made my life easier. Hence, I decided to settle with him because the rounds that he gives me are sufficient and enough for me. The society finds it hard to accept age gap marriages. They treat it as something that is abnormal. Like they find it so hard to accept us. So I decided to come out just as I have come out, to make it normal. Yeah, so that people can know that it's normal and everyone has their right to choose whoever partner they want to choose. It was hard at first to navigate around people gossiping around about me, family is not supportive, like it was so hard. And I decided to, you know what, let me just come out, only to find that there are so many people in my situation and they are also facing the same challenge. So I'm trying to make it normal, yes, so that the society can see it as normal. Like okay, they are dating or they are married, and they do not have to talk about that. The first thing that comes to my mind whenever someone refer him to as my dad or my grandfather, like I feel like strong, because if I know that this person does not know me personally or maybe from social media, I just keep quiet and move on with my life. But if someone is doing it intentionally, that's when I come for them. There was a time whereby I felt like I had not gone to social media about our relationship because it brought division, like a little division to Morona. Like my husband was just so offish. Whenever he reads those comments, I could see that, you know, he's not okay. He's not okay. They are damaging him and they are affecting him. So at some point, I felt like, yo, mara, nakia guy, we wouldn't even be here. To a point whereby even when I take my phone and try to shoot, like he doesn't even want to be on the pictures. I think maybe that happened because of the remarks of what people used to say. I lost a few friends after they found out, because those are the ones that came to me straight and told me to separate with him because they think I am with him for his money. So I had to cut them off because I know that I'm not with him for his money. That was back in 2019. And in terms of family, my mom also thought I was in it for money, but I had to assure her that I'm not in it for money because I can't cut my mom off. You know, I had to sit her down and explain to her that I love this guy. He's the perfect man for me. So my mom thought it was just a phase that will pass. Like maybe ke tshwere ke a dolinyana later, e tla feta. So she gave me the go ahead. When I first found out that my in-laws did not like me, it is something that did not come as a shock because I was expecting it. Most of the people think that I'm with him because of what he has. I was expecting the same remarks from his side of the family. So I am not close with them, and we have never even sat down and maybe had a lunch or something, because I know how they feel about me. So it was expected, yeah. Their reaction was expected. There was this one time we were at this funeral. I was standing with him. His niece came and they just said to me and they hugged him and continued with their life. They were talking like with him, not involving me in the chat. So like that was the last straw. I could see that I'm not wanted. I don't think my in-laws would change their mind about maybe mending ways or mending our relationship, because firstly I don't think they're interested. So there are some of the things that ka Setswana ba re lefoko a le boe go boa monwana. There are so many things that they said about me when they first found out that we were on social media. They would say botsa ngwanyana o gore re re outlose, like ngwanyana o to his wife. Is that even possible? You see, there's no respect. So I don't think we can ever mend ways. In terms of our kids and having to blend our family in together, we decided to move in together, all of us. At first it was hard, but it took compromise to finally reach an agreement. Initially, he wanted me to leave my child behind so that she can be raised by my parents. And I wasn't prepared to do that. I wanted to raise my child by myself. So we ended up having to compromise, because I'm going to be raising his kids because they do not have a mom. I'm going to be their mom. So I had to explain to him that as much as I'm going to be their mom, as much as they need a mother, my child also needs a mother. So yeah, he understood. That is where we ended up staying together, moving in, and living as one big family. What my first thought was when I first met his kids, well, I met them at the daycare, remember? So we had that relationship, but it was teacher and a learner relationship. But when they first saw me, I do not know what came to their mind, but we just sat them down and their dad told them, Hore, you know what, this is your mom. She's gonna be your mom from now onwards. They were happy, and I was so happy to see that they are happy that I'm gonna be their mother. At first, we did not sit them down and explain the situation to them, like blending our family. I think it came as a surprise to them because everything just happened. We as adults, sometimes we just make decisions without involving the kids. So they also found it hard to accept my child. Like they would regularly remind her that things like that, because we did not sit them down from the onset and tell them that this is the situation, we are gonna be staying together from now on, this is our home, all of us, like it does not belong to you or them or who. So that is the first mistake that we did. We rectified it later in the stage when the damage has already been done. My advice would be love your partner, and most importantly, do not cheat, because if you cheat, especially with the younger guy, then you're gonna find what you're looking for there, and that will bring trouble in your relationship. That will bring only problems. So just love your person, love them loudly, like let the world know that you are with this person and you love them, and pray for your relationship, because these people are so hard to handle. Like it's so difficult to deal with them, so it needs God inside. Just pray and be honest to yourself, and be loyal, man. Be loyal. As I've said in the beginning, I have put my relationship online because it is normal to me, like just like any other person who puts their relationship online. It is normal to me. Like, I did not expect to receive so much hatred. Yes, it was expected, but not as much as it trended, so I was just celebrating. Is It was just celebrating our love and marriage, only to find that there are so many people in that situation. Yeah, and they are being bullied. So hence I decided to, you know what, let me just take this further and encourage people to be themselves and to love their partners, not to care about what the next person feels or thinks about them, just to do what feels right to them.